I'm Ian Rush and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. After Liverpool lose 2-1 to AS Roma at Fenway Park in the second of our pre-season friendlies on the US tour. Before we talk a little bit about the game, let's get some of your match reactions. Liam Thomas says, Jay Spearing is a pile of shite. Brilliant. Excellent. A little bit of positivity to start us off. Tim Mann says Shelvey was quality. Yes, fully agree. Sean Willis says Rodgers out, meaning that he's either taking the piss or slightly mentally retarded. Brilliant. Ben Corticelli says, wow, I never thought I'd jump on this particular bandwagon, but Spiro was really gash last night. We'll come on to that in a little bit. Paul Kruszkowski says Cole, Achua, Shelvey and the young right back were the best on the field. Carra, Enrique and Spearing not good enough in my opinion. James Ricketts says I can see a Shelvey and Gerrard partnership next year in the centre mid. Spearing is useless as the white crayon. I'm seeing a sort of theme developing throughout your comments here. Anyway, I'm going to round up with one more. Let's see, who should we go to? Luka Jerkovic says Shelvey and Cole was superb. Aquilani also. Spearing is utter shite. P.S. I can't see why Kenny loaned Pacheco out. Yeah, we can't end on that. I can't end on another Spear bash. Yeah. No, Spearing bash, Spearing bash, Spearing bash. Come on, someone must have left a non-Spearing bashing comment. Anywhere. Go on, Walid. Shelvey was beast. Showed real quality. Roma were lucky we didn't have Gerrard and Suarez, otherwise we would have won this easy. Yeah, fantastic, excellent. Yeah, look, I've raised some staunch defences of Jay Spearing over the last year or so, but also I've been critical when he's not put the performances in. What are you going to say? Look, at the end of the day, it's a double-edged sword pre-season, because you can't use it to hang anybody, but by the same token, if you can't use it to hang anybody, then you shouldn't be allowed to use it to sort of to build up or wildly sing the praises of anyone either. But you know what, I'm going to do the latter because it's my show and I can do what I want. Now, because at the end of the day, what's the fucking point? There's no point in absolutely lambasting a player for a performance in pre-season. Now, Jay Spearing, you know, he did give away a sloppy pass that led to a very good chance that he didn't score from. So you know what, that makes a big difference to me. On the whole though, let's look at the positives. Yeah, I fully agree. I think most people said it in the comments. Jonjo Shelvey was probably our best player. Definitely first half man of the match. Now I gave him second half man of the match against Toronto, so flipping on its head, he started this game, he gets first half man of the match. He had all our best chances, I think, in fairness. He just looks like he's grown up over the summer. I think it's great, and it definitely bodes well. And we said this, I don't know if I said this on the match reaction, but we definitely covered it on the subscriber show this week, which is a full 90 minutes. Yes, it's monstrous in 2 parts, so do check that out. But talking about how Shelvey's really upped his game and he's perhaps taken himself a step up in the pecking order, it means that Jordan Henderson coming back has got a lot to prove again, because that's the benchmark now of the performance we expect from a young player, very much box to box. Now, I mean, if Brendan Rodgers chooses to play them in different positions, that's fair play, but right now, you know, I don't know how, if you've got a midfield 3, you'd obviously argue that it's going to be Lucas, Gerrard plus another, and based on that, I'd say Jonjo Shelvey's done no harms for this show to take that third berth, or at the very least be sort of Gerrard's understudy. Who else was good? Alberto Aquilani. Yeah, I mean, we weren't exactly sort of doing cartwheels over his performance against Toronto, although somewhere, and to be honest, I think unfairly, because I don't think he was great against Toronto. I think he was much better again last night. It was great to see. There was that ball he played for Joe Cole, and Joe Cole then brought it down. Great work by Cole, chips the keeper, hits the bar, dead unlucky. What a hell of a goal that would have been if it had gone in. But it's great technique from Cole to side the chip and to bring it down, but for me the vision of the pass from Aquilani is just absolutely fantastic, and if he can keep that up, and again his work rate was good as well, and he was committed, and he was tracking back, which he's going to have to do if he wants to have a role in the new Rodgers system for next season, so that was fine. First half, and I'll tell you what, who did impress me, I mean, Raheem Sterling. I think going forward, he wasn't quite as effective as he was again against Toronto in the second half. But what I love about him is that he tracks back, and there was something very early in the first half where we lost possession. In fact, I don't know if it was him who lost possession, but anyway, he bombs it back down the wing and wins the ball back, and you think, what? I think of all the lazy wingers we've seen at this club over the years, all the players we've seen, you know, the flash and the flare, and they don't offer anything in your own sort of half of the pitch. And magnificent, and if you can keep that up again, we talked about this at length on the subscriber show, that perhaps Brendan Rodgers has sort of laid down a little bit of a challenge to him by saying that he thinks he's going to loan him out, and he's just saying, well, you know what, you've got these games, prove yourself to me, and hopefully that's true. And if he carries on like that, because that's the most important thing, the most important part of the system. Again, if you've watched the subscriber show, you'll realise I'm repeating myself. It's all about the way Barcelona plays the 6-second rule. Basically, once you've lost possession, you've got 6 seconds to win it back. If you don't win it back in those 6 seconds, you've got to go and form basically two banks of 4, or back 10 of players. Make yourself very hard to break down. So it's all about getting back and defending. If Raheem Sterling does that instinctively, then that bodes very well for his Liverpool future. Similarly, second half, Dani Pacheco, magnificent again. Another great performance. More dangerous, I think, than Sterling in an attacking sense. The one where he dropped his shoulder and went down the wing into the box. Great turn of pace. I mean, I know he's not blessed with great pace, but it's good to see that he has got a little bit of a turn of acceleration if he needs to use it. But again, great quick feet. Caused a lot of problems, and once again defensively tracking back, getting stuck in, taking a position. I was seeing him covering the left back position. Dani Pacheco. This is Dani Pacheco. Remember, we remember Dani Pacheco. Since fucking when? Since when does he do that? It's like he's been given a new lease of life, or at least he knows he's got an opportunity, one last opportunity to maybe prove himself, and he seems to be trying to take it with both hands, which is fantastic. Most importantly, on that note though, anyone see it? Obviously sets up Adam's goal, great strike, you can't fault that. But if you watch it back, Dani Pacheco legs it. He just, Charlie Adams turns around, okay, I've scored and all that. Amazing Scottish impression, I know. Dani Pacheco fucking busts a gut to get the ball back from the back of the net to take it back, because clearly he doesn't want to lose that game. And I noticed that a lot of the young players, John Flanagan's very much in the same mould. Great to see the youngsters just not refusing to lose. That's the kind of attitude we definitely need next season. I mean, we've had a few too many sort of journeymen at the club over the years who perhaps there to collect a paycheck. But when you see sort of young, hungry players with that passion to win, to succeed, it inspires the players around, and hopefully it helps get the best out of the players. Maybe like the likes of Joe Cole and Aquilani, who must be looking around and thinking, fuck me, I need to match that unless I'm going to end up losing my place to someone who's the best part of 10 years younger than me. What can you say? I think Roma dominated the first half. I think Liverpool probably, despite the fact that we conceded 2 goals in the second half, probably did more. Probably the second half of the second half, Liverpool, I would say, dominated. Definitely created more chances, looked more hungry, looked to get more stuck in. What can you say? Fine performance for pre-season. It's a shame we didn't pick it up, but as was pointed out in the comments, that Roma fielded a very strong side. They're as close to their sort of first 11s as you're going to get. Whereas obviously we were miles away once again from the teams. Oh, actually, you know what? Again, I bashed Nathan Eccleston on the show big time this week, and I have to say, although didn't offer the cutting edge up front, I don't think he was given the opportunity to. His work rate was much better, and I think one criticism that he looked a bit lazy against Toronto. He was moaning too much. He just wasn't being committed, wasn't closing down, wasn't leading from the front. And you know what? He really put a shift in for the team. So I've got to say, I still think he's got a long way to go if he wants to prove himself as a Liverpool player, but that was definitely a step in the right direction from Mr. Eccleston. Yeah, so fantastic. Let us know your comments, of course. Obviously, everyone's going to have an opinion, but I think we spent at least 20 minutes this week qualifying the fact that it's just a friendly, so you can't say, it's not black and white. There are definitely shades of grey. You can't just sort of, as I said, you can't hang people, and you can't start casting their image in bronze at the cop end just based on pre-season performances. But there's definitely positives to be taken from there, and there's definitely things you can analyse. We'll be talking in greater detail about the game, as well as the Spurs game as well. I'm looking forward to our first Europa League game on next week's subscriber show, but this week's subscriber show is still very much relevant.
played half each, and they got those 2 free kicks towards the end, and oh, can Joe Cole do something here? No. Just another chance. No.
Just imagine what Joe Cole's like. It's like, is it the first half? He's probably spent on an exercise bike. Yeah. And they go, can't tell what's going on with me. What's he said? No, I'll be fine. Give us a warm up. And then he goes on the pitch, runs for 2 minutes, and he sprints. It's like me. But no. Do check it out, it's on the redmentv.com, talking about the performances off the back of Toronto in part 1. Part 2, talking about everything from the futures of Martin Skrtel and Luis Suarez, to the latest transfer news, to the wonderful world of Michael Owen Q&A sessions on Twitter. Absolutely hilarious, do check that out. As well as the upcoming Liverpool documentary, Being Liverpool, on Fox Sports, so we talk about that in depth, so please do check that out. It's free for a month, so give it a whirl if you're interested. If you're not, don't bother your ass, get on with your life. If you think it's good, keep it. It's £2 a month. If you think it's shit, cancel it, just do it. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I shall be back on Saturday evening, hopefully, with a post Spurs reaction, so hope to see you there, and if not, see you in the subscriber show, and if not, see you next week. Ta-ra.